Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Roger Gilmour of TD Sports. I'm joined tonight by Marshall McPherson of the Vancouver Nightmare, who's kindly agreed to do an interview with me. I got a list of questions here, Marshall. I've been planning here for the last couple of days since I contacted you, and you agreed to do the interview, plus a few more I've added since then, due to the fact you guys have played a couple games since then, and just to get your thoughts on the matter, how do you feel about the team's scoring so far this year? Well, thanks, Roger, for inviting me to the show. Hey, Marshall, no problem. Well, Roger, it's like this. Like we have the top line with Raycroft and Hawkridge, who is doing quite well. We also have O'Keefe on the right wing, and looking over the stats over the last few games, I've noticed that O'Keefe hasn't really contributed into a lot of these goals and assists. And I was wondering, perhaps, if the guy is just creating room on the top line, perhaps he could be useful on another line as well. So I thought maybe move Simmons back up to the top line. That way Raycroft has two really good wingers to pass to and to see if he can get more production. The league's just basically about trying to crank as much production out of your players as possible, trying to find that right chemistry. I'm not saying O'Keefe was bad on the first line. He was great hitting, checking and blocking shots when he could and putting up points. It's just that he didn't seem to have the chemistry with Raycroft or Hawkridge that they do with each other. So I'm hoping to find a nice fit with him there on the second line. I also moved Perhonen up to the left wing on the second line, and hopefully with a line like that, checkers. All of them are great checkers. Hopefully Perhonen works on his stamina a bit more. I see him getting a little bit winded towards the start of the third period. After we come back, he's a bit tired. He's a young rookie, but he's holding his own and he's producing at a good clip. And I'm hoping him, O'Keefe, and Chicklets can do better. Oh, Marshall, I hear you sniffing there. You not feeling well? No, I got a bit of a cold, Roger, and I think that's kind of affected my play lately. I haven't felt, very good after games, and, you can't get your air into your lungs, and, well, it proves to be a bit of a problem at times. Well, Marshall, with the Vancouver Nightmare now shuffling between first and third, and a point or two separating each one, what do you see the team finishing at in the end of the season? Well, Roger, we're not doing too bad so far this year, and I think 18-10-2 is a lot better than we expected to do at the start of the season. You hope for 500 at minimum. You hope to win at least one game for every loss, and you do and basically you can judge how good you're doing on how much better you are doing than 500. And 18-10-2 is basically, in my mind, 18 wins, 12 losses, which is over 500, so I'm happy. Like I said, I think we're doing better than expected, and I can't really hope for much more than that. Just go out there every night and do your best. Hopefully, get some pucks in the back of the net, and hopefully a few more that went back in the back of yours. Just work on deficiencies and problems that the team has, and hopefully go from there and go out there the next night against the same team that might have beat you, 10-0, and hopefully go out there and realize what you did, what mistakes you made, and fix them, and hopefully play a better game this time around. Well, Marshall, another thing that's been interesting for the team is that they've been winning, and the defense hasn't played a prominent role in the game as well as they did last year. Of course, you guys have a negative plus-minus, and you've given up more goals than you've scored. That's partly due to a few blowout games that you guys have played. but it's also a factor in that you're allowing more goals than you're scoring. And for most teams that isn't good, but despite the fact that you guys are contending for the top spot in the league, it doesn't seem to be a problem. Do you think there's anything that needs to be done to fix this? It's already in place, Roger. We're shuffling around defensive pairings to see who could work better. Originally had Crasher and Dew. Excuse me. Originally had Crasher and Dew together, and it's not working out for either of them. Crasher, I'm not sure if he's just a standalone guy that he can help produce, no matter who he's with. I've moved Chuck Weird up to the top pairing in the hopes that his defenseman nature and the fact that he's more stay-at-home than rushing up the ice. Crasher's sort of a two-way guy. He can hit hard, he can block shots, he can play defensively, but he can also join the rush and put the puck in the back of the net or help the other team do it. And I'm hoping that Chuck Weird will have a little bit more defensive responsibility than Jason Dew did. Not any knock on Dewey at all. He's a great player, captain of our team, and the fact that he doesn't pile up the points, that he's struggling a bit right now, it doesn't bother us as a team. He's doing his best. He's working hard, and that's the best you can hope for out of your captain, is that even though, he's dealing with adversity right now for himself, he's not letting it get the team down. He's not letting him get himself down and bring the mood down. He's he's out there every night having fun, doing what he loves. And the fact that he's been on the ice when a few goals went in, that doesn't bother me. And if it doesn't bother the GM of the team, it shouldn't bother anybody else. Hopefully, with his pairings with Kluge, Hawkins, or Daigle, we'll find that right match for him. And hopefully we'll get two defensive pairings that can work. Well, Marshall, the other thing that we're looking into, you guys don't have a whole lot of draft picks, but is there anybody you guys are interested in? Well, without giving away too much, Roger, of course there is. There's players that we're looking at, but fairly certain other teams will pick up on them and draft them far before we get to have a pick. Yeah, you guys, you traded away a few of your picks there for O'Keefe, and, well, Roger, the way I see it is the team that made it to the finals last year should do at least that good this year, or one would hope, and trying to keep the right pieces in place, adding in at least what you had, and trying to upgrade that. That's what I intend to do with O'Keefe. Basically, it's sort of a win-now situation for us, and I'm hoping that, from that we can try to get into the finals again and see if we can win the 7 games this time instead of getting swept in 4. So that's why I dealt away the picks. We got a very deep team, very active, very strong, and where you're going to put the top-end rookie on the fourth line with 8-9 minutes playing time. You don't want to do that. You don't want to send down a top-flight rookie either. So if we manage to snag somebody good in the 3rd or 4th rounds, then that's all the better. And if we don't, we'll see what we can do about signing them. And if we don't manage to sign them, and at least they're active, we'll see about sending them down to Kelowna for some conditioning until we find a spot for them. But if not, then, well, I'm not sure what to do in that case, but I'm sure I'll find out what will happen when the time comes. Well, Marshall, that's another thing I was going to touch on, is the depth of the team. There really is no spot for any rookies, is there? I'm like, Well, to tell you the truth, Roger, you take a look. Next year, worst case scenario, we're going to lose Raycroft, Crasher, and Filion. I've been talking to Ray. I'm not going to let anything slip or anything. I'm happy with the situation. Ray sort of takes it on a year-to-year basis. I can understand that and appreciate it. That way, if he's not having fun with the team or whatever, he can decide to leave at will. I believe that him playing top-line minutes, connecting with Hawkridge and piling up points, and, he's co-GM as well. I don't know if he would be anywhere else, but, you want to keep a guy like that around, and I'm going to do everything in my effort to do that. As for Crasher, him and I have chatted. And as far as I know, I don't believe he will play for another team before the end of his career. So, in my mind, he either resigns or he retires, one or the other. As for Filion, I'll probably end up resigning him. He's interested, just, his work ethic and all that you worry about. But if he manages to pick it up, or, at least he keeps what he's doing. He's a good fourth line guy, good grinder, energy guy, and he doesn't say too much in the locker room at all. So just hoping that we'll manage to keep the team together over the off season. We're looking at defensemen, I guess, for the draft, and hopefully we'll be able to pick up somebody to fill in on the bottom pairing of the defensive corps. We're just trying to find somebody to go in there with the eventual departure of Crasher, if and when he does. We don't need a backup goalie. We have Nick Callahan, who I've spoken on before. He'll be doing fine there as my backup. But then, of course, you always have the players with player options, and you can never be sure whether they'll stay or not. The ones on our team is, Stamkos, Hockridge, and Young. Stamkos signed for, well, I'm not sure what exactly his reasons were. I wanted to bring him in to, maybe get him playing with Adala, and plus he's a great winger. However, he wanted top end ice time, and, I'm running three lines right now, all with the same amount of even strength time, or at least that's what I'm trying to do, and I'm trying to give him as much time as I can. I'm trying to put him on a line where he'll connect with his line mates and hopefully put up some numbers. He's been struggling so far. I'm hoping he'll stay, but if he doesn't, I completely understand. As for Hockridge, he's top line, playing with one of the best centers in the league right now, and him and Raycroft are connecting 1 2 points a night every night. So hopefully if I can keep Raycroft around, Hockridge will stay as well. Last one is Young, and I'll be quite honest, a bit of a disappointment. At request of another player who he spoke through, I negotiated and signed him to a contract worth more than I think he's worth, given his attitude and work ethic, and the fact that he doesn't really talk in the locker room. Like I say, it's a little bit of a problem. It's not going to really bother me, and if he stays or leaves, I wouldn't mind him staying. He's a good shutdown guy to have on the penalty kill, but, you got to keep players on the team. You got to keep them happy, give them ice time, and, give them money to pay for their training and all that. And when you give a player basically everything they ask for and they don't use it, then, well, you don't know what to do about it. Might look at trading him or something if he doesn't leave, or I might stick him on third or fourth line. Honestly, don't know right now, and I won't until the time comes. All right, Marshall, we've overrun here in a minute in the time minutes. 9 minutes, so we're gonna have to cut it off here. And but I would like you to come back some other time for another interview. Would you be willing to do that, Marshall? Not a problem, Roger. Just let me know when and if I'm in the area, I'll drop by and we can do this again. All right, Marshall, thank you. Man, not a problem, Roger. You have a good night.